Mheshimiwa, how do you look at the people of Embakasi North?
This particular statement was sought by a particular member.
Why don't you resign and tell the people of Embakasi?
The matter was discussed.
I cannot represent you.
And no direction was given. And let me remember, it is wrong when your speaker is taken to hostage. That speaker cannot give any clear ruling.
But someone...
Why do you continue to sit there? Why do you continue to sit there? You know, a house that is not functional, a house that is not serving the people of Embakasi North, if not Kenya. And we're coming to the gubernatorial beat of Nairobi, which I would want to assume you're interested in. How do you convince the people of Nairobi that after not representing the people of Embakasi North as their member of parliament because the house is captured, then you're coming and guaranteeing them the capability of representing them? Let's allow Wakili Nyamori say something, then we come back to you.
Yeah, Linda, I mean, we need to be honest, okay? We cannot have people who cheered as thousands of Somalis, Kenyan Somalis,
right,
were rounded up and called terrorists, and then kept in a cell, a mass cell, at, Kasarani Stadium, and called, terrorists, simply because they didn't have IDs. We cannot have people who cheered that then come and say it is wrong for those Kenyan Somalis to be given identity cards.
And I play the devil's advocate. That is not what Mheshimiwa
and my point
is this.
My point is this, okay? That the law requires verification. And that verification is done all over the country. But it should be the same verification. There is no justification why a Kenyan Somali should go through, a more strict verification than a Luo, than a Kikuyu, okay? Simply because of their tribe, simply because of their skin, simply because of their hair. Okay, that's the point we are saying. I have no problem with verification. Right. But the point is, the narrative that is being pushed is that the kind of verification that was going on in northern Kenya should continue simply because it is in northern Kenya. Okay. I will only accept it. No. We should only accept it.
It's not about the location.
If it is uniform across the country. If you go to, I think, one of the dailies today, you will see that in my area, that is Nyanza, we are trying to mop up 1.5 million potential voters who are in the villages but have not been able to register as voters simply because they have not had an ID. And that was not because the government did not, that was not because they had no right, but it was because the government, focused the opportunity for registration to other areas and discriminated against
Wakili, what then is the essence of this act that Wakili as well mentions? Because these are things that are enshrined in law, clearly.
And that act is applied to all of us, and we are okay with it. The problem we have is inserting an additional requirement to the Kenyan of Somali origin, or Kenyans that are living in the border areas that then prevent them. I've talked about a 79-year-old woman in Nyatike who just got registered the other day. It is injustice. We cannot justify that.
Neither can we justify that after easing the pressures around that, then we have scandals.
Definitely. But then, are we saying that we gave northern Kenya an easier process than what I am going through and what Kinyanjui is going through?
Far much more easier. No. You see, this it is reported right there. Some of these, arrested persons had government stamps. It is right there. It says some
that
of
is an illegality that needs to be dealt with.
Hold on.
We cannot stop a whole process.
Okay, let's allow him
simply because of one incident.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is not an incident. It's a scandal. I mean, you can see it's gone into the proportion of just totally getting out of hand. And they're saying some of the recovered items included filled in blank national ID application forms, genuine, fingerprinting fingerprint taking equipment, slabs, rollers, and related instruments, birth and death certificates, passports, official government stamps, and other registration materials. Where do they originate from? From the government. So you see, this is a scheme which is from higher echelons. So you cannot just arrest someone there who is, arrested having in their possession, in their custody, a government stamp, an authentic government stamp. It means that the hemorrhage is not coming from, your junior staff down there. It's coming from some higher up place. Who does the procurement of those birth certificates? Who does the distribution of those stamps, for instance? Someone higher up in the echelons. And you can see now, this is something well orchestrated, planned. It should cause alarm to everyone.
Well,
and you can see the scheme funnels and goes into the 2027 election. Because someone will just flash a genuine ID. If you check through the system, the government system, that is a genuine ID. But it has been, handed over to someone who is not a genuine Kenyan. So the concern is very alarming, because then you will have tainted the democratic process. You will have installed a leader who ought never have been elected by means of that fraudulent means. And so I don't know if Joshua, my learned friend, is what he's endorsing. And tomorrow he will have people, if he wants to be on the electoral, platform, it's someone coming to sabotage him that way. We cannot use government resources that way. And all these officers, should be arraigned in court. And the question is, will there be an audit?
Well, Mheshimiwa, I want you to close on this debate.